Hello classmates, I am Lucius Malfoy II, and this is my first video for the psychology class we all delight in taking. Though I find this prompt to be rather uninspired and unconnected to our coursework, I will now tell you about my summer. I took an excursion to Aspen to see my auntie in the little town during its off-season, and we also took a trip to St. Bart's, but I spent the majority of my time in our summer home in Martha's Vineyard. It's generally quite pleasant. But the renters next door had a daughter that my mother insisted I make my charity project for the summer. The whole point of having a summer home is to avoid having to see middle-class neighbors. But she was pretty, and Mumsy has such joy in matchmaking, I placated her. I showed her around a bit, but she had never been sailing before. I don't know how people can grow up without a boat, but poor little Annie, Abigail, Clarissa, was simply stunned. At first it was fun to have such a little pet to show things to, but I also felt so exhausted. I had to explain everything to her. It was crude, and how I detest anything crude. I took her to a restaurant that had 6-piece cutlery. She used the fish fork for her chicken. I was mortified. I almost had to walk out. That was how I spent my summer. Maybe this year I will meet a decent woman who may not be of my intellectual caliber, but can at least use a decent utensil. Lofty goals, I know. Now I'm back at Hogwarts University. Supposedly a top university, nothing seems to work here. I was in the library earlier today, and the lights were flickering. It was dreadful. If this is a top 1% place, I can't imagine what the bottom 1% is like. They must pedal for their electricity. Being back amongst the proletariat is rather humbling, though. I saw a woman carrying groceries on the bus earlier today, and it was so working class it was almost charming. Maybe my charity work this summer made me more open-minded because I generally find anything blue-collar to be repulsive. My fraternity, Delta Epsilon, DE as we call it, of which I am the president, has had a new initiative this year from the National Fraternal Council. Apparently, diversity numbers are far too low, so now we have to reach out to minorities in the middle class. I do not think it will reflect well on our image on campus, and I don't see how diversity would strengthen our esteemed group, nor does the alumni chair. I think that we're in the process of protesting. Well, until next week, regards.